Tomorrow morning, millions of people will perform the same ritual. They'll wake up tired, they'll stumble into the kitchen, they'll switch on the kettle, pour the coffee, take that first sip, and wait. Because coffee is supposed to work, it's supposed to wake you up, it's supposed to clear the fog and kickstart your day. But lately, something feels different. The cup gets bigger, the caffeine gets stronger, yet somehow the exhaustion remains. The body feels heavy, the brain feels slow, and by afternoon, the energy is gone again. Most people assume the problem is caffeine tolerance. Others blame stress, or age, or poor sleep. But what if the real reason has been hiding somewhere nobody thinks to look? Not in your coffee cup, not in your brain, but deep inside your gut. Because the story of your energy may have less to do with caffeine and far more to do with the trillions of tiny organisms living inside you. Every second of every day, your body is producing energy, not the kind measured on a fitness watch, the kind that keeps every cell alive, every heartbeat, every thought, every movement. Inside your cells are tiny structures called mitochondria. Think of them as microscopic power plants. They take nutrients from food and convert them into usable energy. Without them, nothing works. Coffee doesn't create energy. That's the first thing most people misunderstand. Coffee simply makes your brain feel more alert temporarily. Real energy comes from your body's ability to extract fuel from food and convert it into cellular power. And surprisingly, your gut plays a major role in that process. Because before nutrients can power your cells, they first need to be processed inside one of the busiest ecosystems on Earth, your digestive system. Inside your gut lives a vast community of microbes, trillions of bacteria, thousands of species, together forming what scientists call the microbiome. Imagine a massive city. Some residents break down fiber, some produce vitamins, some create important compounds that support metabolism, some even help regulate inflammation. When this city is healthy and balanced, it helps your body efficiently extract nutrients from food. And when nutrients are extracted properly, your cells get the raw materials they need to produce energy. But what happens when the city falls into disorder? That's where the trouble begins, because not all microbes work for your benefit equally. Some thrive on processed foods, some flourish when diets become repetitive and low in fiber. And over time, the balance of the ecosystem can shift. When that happens, your body's ability to operate efficiently may begin to suffer. Not overnight, but slowly, quietly. Until one day you find yourself needing coffee just to feel normal. Here's where things get interesting. Coffee doesn't actually create energy. It creates the illusion of energy. Throughout the day, a chemical called adenosine builds up in your brain. Think of adenosine as a biological pressure gauge. The more it accumulates, the sleepier you feel. Caffeine works by temporarily blocking adenosine receptors. In simple terms, your brain stops receiving some of the signals telling it you're tired. The exhaustion doesn't disappear. You simply become less aware of it. It's like covering a warning light with tape. The light is gone. But the problem remains. And if your body is already struggling with poor sleep, chronic stress, inflammation, or an unhealthy gut, coffee can only hide those issues for so long. Eventually, the underlying causes start catching up, and many people respond the same way. They drink more coffee, then more, then even more. Yet somehow they feel increasingly exhausted. But here's where it gets really interesting. Most people never connect these two things, because the solution has nothing to do with switching coffee brands, nothing to do with drinking less caffeine, and nothing to do with going to bed earlier. The real answer lies in something far smaller than you'd ever imagine, something so tiny it can only be seen under a microscope, yet so powerful it may be influencing your energy every single morning. Stay with me, because what comes next completely changes how you'll think about tiredness forever. Your gut and brain are constantly communicating. In fact, scientists often refer to this relationship as the gut-brain axis. Messages travel between these organs every day. Chemical signals, immune signals, hormonal signals, microbial signals. The microbiome even helps produce compounds involved in mood, focus, and cognitive performance. When the ecosystem is thriving, communication tends to be smoother. When the ecosystem becomes disrupted, the signals can change. This doesn't mean gut bacteria control your thoughts, but it does mean they participate in systems that influence how you feel, including how energetic or fatigued you may feel. Some studies have even linked microbiome diversity with aspects of metabolic health and overall well-being. Scientists are still learning exactly how deep these connections go, but one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The gut isn't just involved in digestion, it's connected to far more than we once believed. Imagine trying to power a city with a damaged supply chain. Trucks arrive late, resources become scarce, systems slow down. Now imagine compensating by turning up the brightness of every streetlight. The city might look more active, but the underlying problems remain. That's often what happens with caffeine. The stimulation increases, the foundation doesn't. If sleep quality is poor, if stress remains high, if nutrition is lacking, if the microbiome isn't receiving the foods it needs, coffee becomes less of a solution and more of a temporary mask. The body isn't asking for more stimulation. It's asking for better recovery, better fuel, better support. And that's a very different problem. The good news? The body is remarkably adaptable. Supporting your microbiome doesn't require perfection. It starts with simple habits. More fiber-rich foods, more variety in fruits and vegetables, adequate sleep, regular movement, stress management, and giving your body opportunities to recover. Now here's the part most people never hear about, the part that actually excited scientists when they discovered it. Take polyphenols. These are natural compounds found in colorful foods, dark berries, green tea, even dark chocolate. Human enzymes can't actually digest polyphenols on their own. They pass right through your stomach completely untouched. But to certain bacteria living deep in your colon, polyphenols are an absolute luxury feast. When these specific microbes consume them, they produce something remarkable: short-chain fatty acids. Think of these as premium high-grade fuel for your cellular power plants. They travel through your bloodstream directly to your mitochondria, helping them generate clean, stable, lasting energy, without the jittery feeling, without the crash, without the desperate reach for a second cup by 10 a.m. So when you eat a handful of blueberries, you aren't just eating a snack. You are hand-delivering premium fuel to the factory workers living inside you. And over time, as that factory becomes more efficient, the morning fog begins to lift on its own, not because of caffeine, but because your body finally has what it actually needed all along. The goal isn't to eliminate coffee. Coffee itself isn't the villain of this story. For many people, it can absolutely be part of a healthy lifestyle. The real lesson is understanding its role. Coffee can amplify energy, but it cannot replace it. Real energy is built from the inside out, and much of that process begins in places most people never think about. Inside a hidden world of microbes working around the clock, every single day, while you sleep, while you work, while you reach for that morning cup. Tomorrow morning, millions of people will once again reach for their coffee, and that's okay. But perhaps the better question isn't, how much caffeine do I need today? Perhaps the better question is, why am I so tired in the first place? Because sometimes the answer isn't hiding inside the cup, it's hiding inside the ecosystem that helps power every moment of your life. Your gut has a story to tell, and this may be one of its most important ones. Next week on Gut Tales, we're uncovering another interesting topic. Subscribe right now so you don't miss it. The button is right there. Your gut is waiting to tell you more.